everyone, and welcome to Hardigan Field on the campus of Loyola Blakefield. I'm Carson Ware. With me, Jay Petotsky. Today, the Dons take on Wyoming Seminary. And, Jay, we're just a couple minutes here until kickoff, so who are some key players for the Dons that are going to help them get the win today?
Key players today for the Dons, looks like we're going to have Jordan Moore at quarterback, Joshua Buck at wide receiver, Noah Bull also at wide receiver, and Trey Oakley at middle linebacker, as well as Kean Callahan at offensive line, and Philip Lorenzo also at offensive line. These players have shown so far this season that they are key players, as well as a few of them being captains. These players have played very well so far. Trey Oakley having a few sacks and a lot of tackles. Jordan Moore being the superstar quarterback that we've had all season, getting us to start 4-0. As well as Joshua Buck, who's played very well, and Noah Bull, who's had an amazing past few games.
All right, and Connor Gill is just about ready to send this one deep. And the kick is going to be fielded, and it's muffed, and it's going to be run out here by Wyoming Seminary towards the sideline, and he's met by Kyrie Umoja. So a pretty good return right out to the 25 or 26-yard line, and Wyoming Seminary will set up their offense. The Blue Knights coming in at 1-2, the Dons coming in at 4-0, fresh off a win last Friday against Howard, and they played a really nice game. Keegan Pross had a great game, 3 touchdown receptions, and the Loyola defense will start on the field here. At quarterback for Wyoming Seminary, it's Adam Honus.
And looking so far, looks like the Dons will have an amazing defensive game again, seeing as Wyoming Seminary has only scored, I believe, 5 touchdowns in their past 3 games.
And the first play from scrimmage, the snap was bobbled, and it's complete in the flat. Stumbling now and shoved out of bounds by Micah Robinson. And that was Nick Lewson on the reception. So now second down for the Blue Knights. So that sets up 2nd and 5 now for Wyoming Seminary. We've got a great day for football out here. It's a little bit breezy and might have an impact on the kicking game, and the temperature's just right. And we've got a great matchup on our hands here. And now Honus, again, it's a low snap. And this play goes just about nowhere. Javon Lane actually was able to fight forward for a few more yards. So he broke a couple of tackles there. It looked like it was going nowhere, and then he fought forward. So now 3rd and 1. And Nick Lewson's going to come off the field here.
And a few things to look out for with this Dons defense. They like to play cover 1 with both their middle linebackers either bluffing blitz or playing zone.
And now Adam Honus ready for the snap. And they're going to run it, and they get the first down. And not much more. The Dons defense is able to shut them down after that, but they do pick up the first down. Or do they? They might mark them short here. And yes, they're going to mark them just a little bit short. So the punt unit now for Wyoming Seminary are going to come out.
And with a 4th and inches here, we'll see how the Dons line up. Could be playing it safe on this punt return.
And you see that ball spotted just inches short of that first down line. And the Wyoming Seminary punt team coming out. The Dons come after the punt, and they nearly block it. And now it's going to bounce, and the Dons are going to set up a really nice field position here right around the 40-yard line.
And we'll see with this slight breeze that the punt and kick game might be played a little bit shorter, a little bit more conservative with how the wind might affect both these kickers.
So now here comes the Dons offense, led by Jordan Moore, the quarterback. And they're right around the 40-yard line to start here, so good field position. 5 receivers set for Moore.
3 close, 2 in the slot on either side.
And here's Moore. Good protection. Moore's going to take off right up the middle, and he's got himself a nice gain. Moore still going. And he's tripped up finally, so a gain about 20 yards, it's hard to say about that on that one.
Yeah, it looks like about 20, maybe depending on the spot, might be 19. Looks like it will be 20.
Nice scramble there from Jordan Moore. Saw that nobody was open, just took off right up the middle.
And we've seen that before, especially last week. Looks like he will use his legs a lot again this game.
Throw over the middle, and it was dropped by Ben Schleif. The Dons get one with a hurry-up offense there. And so that brings up 2nd and 10 for Loyola. Now
Dons favor of the shotgun formation.
4 receiver set. Schleif in motion. And they pitch it to him, and Schleif now going backwards. He's in trouble. And Schleif's going to be brought down. It was Owen Davis on the tackle. There's going to be a flag thrown, though. We'll see what this is.
Looks like it might be holding. Will be holding against the Dons.
So holding on the Dons. That'll push him back a little bit here. And so, yes, holding on the Dons, and that'll push him back here. Back on the other side of the 50. And now it looks like some confusion here on the spot. And now
looks like they declined it. And the holding penalty will be declined. And it's
so now
3rd down.
They'll bring up 3rd down here. Now they're going to move it back again. And so now we're ready to go here. 3rd down for the Dons. Shotgun formation again with Kyrie Umoja to the left of Jordan Moore in the backfield. And 4 receivers.
With a 3rd and long.
Moore back. It's a screen pass. Umoja's got it. And he's got 1 man to beat. And he gets by him. And now Umoja runs into a couple of white jerseys there. So that's going to stall out this drive for Loyola.
Dons will bring out the punt unit. Punting from all the way on the left hash.
And so Gill out to punt for Loyola. And 2 men back deep for Wyoming Seminary. It's Xavier File and Nick Lucen. Gill's punt. And it's going to let it bounce, and it's going to keep going. Nice punt for Gill. They're going to pin him inside the 10.
A really nice punt there for Gill, using his leg strength and accuracy to keep the ball within the 10 and just pin them back. Looks like on their own, let's say 8-yard line, maybe 7-yard line.
And so now Wyoming Seminary back out on offense. And they've got tough field position to work with here inside the 10. They're going to be backed up a little bit. And you got to think Loyola might bring a little bit of pressure here, considering that they are inside the 10.
Yeah, we did see a safety last week, so this Dons defense definitely looking to bring pressure again.
Honus gets the snap, and it's going to be a throw. And it's going to be hauled in by Todd Phillips. And Phillips was wrapped up, but he got out of the tackle. And I think they're going to say he stepped out of bounds. So that's going to bring up 2nd down.
2nd and a nice medium gain there.
That's good to see on 1st down for Wyoming Seminary. Now they only got 4 yards to go.
And they are out of that pressure zone inside their own 10.
That definitely opens up a lot that you can do now.
Yeah, opens up the playbook a good bit.
So now 4 receivers set for the Blue Knights, with Javon Lane to the left of Honus. Dons bring a little bit of pressure, and it's going to be caught, hauled in by Xavier File, number 2. That's good composure there from Adam Honus. Dons brought some pressure, and he was able to get it away pretty quickly.
Yep, able to just get it out on that flat.
That's a first down for Wyoming Seminary.
And a nice hitch route there, able to just get the ball off with that pressure. Definitely designed to avoid it. Looks like that'll be a key factor here for the Blue Knights offense, avoiding that pressure from the Dons defense.
And again, the Blue Knights come out in a 4 receiver set. And here's the snap to Honus, and there's going to be a flag. They might get an encroachment here.
They look like Trey Oakley jumped before the snap.
So that's going to move up the Blue Knights here 5 yards.
I think that will bring us to a first down. First and 5.
All right, so it's going to be 1st and 5 here for the Blue Knights. And now the Blue Knights ready. So 1st and 5 here from the 26-yard line. And here's the snap. It's going to be a run. And meeting him in the backfield and stopping him for a minimal gain was Anto Saka. So a nice play there by Anto Saka. And that limits Javon Lane to a minimal gain.
With a 2nd and 4 here, you would think that they would be thinking run play with 3 receiver set.
And it's going to be a pitch. And the Dons are there to meet him. So pretty nice run defense there by the Dons. They stand tall, and now that brings up 3rd down.
And a 3rd and short here.
So 3rd down now for the Dons defense. We'll see if they can stand tall.
Dons definitely have a lot of big bodies in the middle able to stuff the run, and a lot of them are very talented in the zone defense as well, able to play against pass.
Designed rollout. And there's a big hit. Really nice play there. And that's going to stall out the drive. Dylan Wheeler delivering that wallop. And so that ends the Wyoming Seminary drive here.
And the Dons just showing their brute strength. They're playing their defense with linebackers in the flat, with flat zones, and just blocking any gap they see with any pass play.
And that's a big-time play there by Wheeler, the sophomore.
Laying a huge hit, able to just break up the pass.
And now it's Micah Robinson back deep to receive this punt. Robinson calls for the fair catch. And he's got it at the 37 or 38 yard line. So the Dons offense will come back out onto the field for their 2nd drive of the game.
So they'll mark it right at the 35. And Don's offense comes back out for their second drive.
Moore with Umoja to his left. And now Schleif again in motion. It's going to be a handoff. Umoja gets about 1 or 2. And so now 2nd and 9 for the Dons. Moore looking, and he's got his man Keegan Pross. Pross bobbled it for a second and got it back up the sideline.
And Moore with great reads here with that quick pass play.
It's going to get Loyola a fresh set of downs. Pross has shown he's one of Jordan Moore's favorite targets this year. As we mentioned earlier, 3 touchdowns for Pross against Howard last Friday in the big win.
Yeah, Pross seems like he's always able to find separation with his speed.
And now they give it to Micah Robinson. Some nice blocks there from the Loyola offensive line. And Robinson gets about 4. And now Jordan Moore wanting to push the pace a little bit.
We saw this last week with their no-huddle offense.
And again, they feed Robinson. And Robinson, nice shifty moves there. And he may have another first down.
Looks like he does. Chains are moving.
So Micah Robinson moves the chains with a 6-yard gain. And now the Dons into Blue Knight territory. And some last-minute substitutions. And now there's going to be an extra man on the field, so a free play, and Pross, the throw is a little bit low. But there is going to be a penalty here on Wyoming Seminary, as the Blue Knights tried to make a last-minute substitution. So they're going to get him for too many men on the field. And now Moore ready to get the snap on first down. Nice pocket for Moore, and the throw was just a little bit high. He was looking for Liam Krause. And we just want to take just a moment to recognize the Loyola Blakefield Corporate Partners Program. Loyola Blakefield invites businesses and organizations to join our Corporate Partners Program for the 2019-2020 academic year. The program offers a comprehensive means to support the experience of our students while establishing a close relationship with the school and our constituents. For more information, please visit loyolablakefield.org/corporate-partners. And there's going to be a flag thrown on the play.
We do have a jump, false start. Moving back 5 yards. That'll set up a 2nd and 9.
And now here's Moore. Moore back to throw. Good protection from the line, and Moore's got a lot of time, and he's got his man up the sideline now to the 20 and out of bounds at the 16.
That was Peter Lukish, able to just find an opening. There's a flag on the play, though, back at the line of scrimmage.
And it's going to be on the Dons. And so that is going to negate that play. And 2nd down will be played again.
And now we're looking at a 2nd and 14 here for the Dons offense.
4 receivers set. Trips at the bottom of the screen. And now here's Moore. Moore looking over the top, and he's got Lukish again. Lukish is going to score. Touchdown, Loyola. Owen Davis tried to catch up with him, and he just couldn't. So now Lucas, after the play was negated, gets a touchdown on the next play. So the Dons take the early lead, 6-0. Really nice throw there from Jordan Moore. He got Lucas right up the seam, and there was no safety to help out for Wyoming Seminary.
Yeah, it looked like they had a full vertical set there, able to just find any open receiver that beat their defensive back, and it looked like Lucas just had a wide opening.
And now Gill's going to come out to attempt the extra point. And Gill makes the field goal, so 7-0 Loyola with 2:42 remaining in the first quarter.
And going back on that touchdown play, Jordan Moore showing his great QB mind yet again in the fifth game of this Don season. Just showing how he can read the defense, see that it's man coverage because they have a linebacker set on their slot receiver, and just get him to straight up the field with that vertical.
And one thing we've really noticed is Moore looks very comfortable as a pocket passer this year, which is just great for the Dons. And he's been able to, throw some really accurate passes hitting these Loyola receivers.
And even being a pocket passer style offense, he does play like a West Coast quarterback, since he is able, when the pocket collapses on him, he is able to find an opening and scramble for a big gain.
And that's a really nice thing to have if you're Coach Zayu, knowing that even if the pocket collapses, you can still possibly get some good yards out of it. And we'd like to take just a moment to recognize our first corporate sponsor of the day. It's the Loyola University Jesuit Community. So we'd like to take a moment to recognize the Jesuit community of Loyola University, Maryland, shares in the mission of the Worldwide Society of Jesus. This mission includes the service of faith and the promotion of justice and dialogue with cultures and with other religions. These values characterize its commitment to the educational apostolate at Loyola University, Loyola Blakefield, Cristo Rey, and St. Ignatius Academy in Baltimore. And now Connor Gill is ready to kick off. Two men back deep for Wyoming Seminary. And it's going to be a short kick out to about the 14-yard line. And now fielded Wyoming Seminary. And they're coming out with it. And he's finally met around the 38 or 39-yard line.
Nick Lucian taking that kick down to the 35. Looks like it will be spotted. Maybe 34, actually, sorry.
That's a nice return there.
Yeah, really nice return, especially with such a low kick. Able to just find a hole that we saw last week, actually, with the Dons special teams. They looked really, really strong, able to plug gaps with their special teams. But this week looking so far like the Blue Knights will be able to find some seams on those kick returns.
Yeah, the Dons special teams was very strong last week. There was just one slip-up. They did give up the kick return touchdown. And that seems to be just don't let the big play plague you. But so far this season, excellent play from the Dons special teams unit. And that pass is going to be, it hit the ground. Todd Phillips is the intended receiver. Nice pressure there from the Dons. They were able to knock down Adam Honus.
Looked like Trey Oakley just went straight through the middle, found an unblocked man. And we do see that Dons are showing immense pressure here in their fifth game. The past 4 games have been very defense-based for the Dons, showing how their captains and their entire defense as a whole able to just get great communication going, able to play either man, zone, or blitz formations. Most of the time, they will play one man up top.
And now here's the snap, and the Dons are bringing pressure. Trey Oakley got there, and the pass is going to be intercepted by Loyola. Kyle Powell making the big play. And so Wyoming Seminary turns it over, an ill-advised throw there by Adam Honus. He was getting pressured. It was Trey Oakley who was there first, so Loyola is going to take over.
And this, I feel, is why Anthony Zayu got the Coach of the Week. He's just able to find great defensive plays in his playbook. He shows immense pressure, but he also is able to get his linebackers into practice and show them how to catch the ball. They've had many interceptions from just linebackers alone this season, and they just get great hands in the right places.
And Moore throwing Ben Schleif in the flat. Schleif moving upfield. Schleif makes a move. And might have got 9 yards, maybe 10. We'll see where they spot it. And yes, we're going to say he got 9 yards. So 2nd and 1. Don's looking to hurry it up. 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. Moore's going to hand off to Umoja, and Umoja was stuffed. With Nate Miller, excuse me, on the tackle. Along with Jake Kamansky, he was in there too. So that backs up the Dons a little bit, and that brings up 3rd and a manageable amount of yards. 2 receivers on each side, and Umoja in the backfield with Moore, as he has been for a lot of snaps this game. Snap was a bit high, and now they get screened to Ben Schleif. There's a flag on the play, but Schleif does get the 1st down before he's brought down.
We'll see if that brings the Dons back. Looks like it could have been a holding.
And they're going to call holding on Loyola, so that's the 2nd time Loyola's had a hold. 4 penalties so far for Loyola's offense.
Yeah, these penalties just bring them back. They are able to find good reads, but it looks like these holding penalties just might bring them into a situation that they might need to try and turn those down a little bit.
Yeah, we've had 2 holdings, an illegal man downfield, and a false start, all in the 1st quarter of this one. And there's about a minute to go in this 1st quarter. Moore alone in the backfield, 5 receiver set, and here's the snap. Moore with a lot of time to throw, looking over the middle. He's got Noah Bull, and Bull still on his feet right around the 30-yard line. There's a 1st down conversion on 3rd down for the Dons. Really nice job right there. And there's going to be an injury timeout here.
Noah Bull's athleticism.
Xavier File seems to be limping a little bit. And as you mentioned, yes, Noah Bull's athleticism, fantastic so far this year. He's been electric for the Dons.
Timeout in the Blue Knights.
So Wyoming Seminary wants to talk things over. And we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back. I'm Carson Ware, with me, Jay Petotsky. Third down completion to Noah Bull. They've got a 1st down. Here's Moore, back to pass. And Moore now going to tuck it and run. Moore's got 1 man to beat, and he beats him. Moore making moves. Moore's at the 20. Moore's at the 10, and Moore's going to go for the touchdown. What a play by Jordan Moore. That was ridiculous. Moore rolled out to his right, saw there was no one to pass to, and tucked it and ran all the way for a touchdown. So Loyola's going to tack another one onto the board. It's going to be 13-0 with the extra point coming up right now.
Moore showing incredible athleticism again for the however many time this season so far. He just has incredible skills on the field. He shows his elusiveness. He shows his great throwing arm. He has a cannon, and he just is able to scramble for touchdowns. So we'll see this PAT try.
Great vision on that play from Jordan Moore. He actually ended up reversing field and taking it all the way for 6, and Gill's now on to take the extra point and stretch this lead to 14-0. And there's going to be a flag. Somebody moved early. And I think they're going to say it was a Blue Knight that jumped over the line.
Looks like they're going to call encroachment. That'll push them up to the 1. Oh, it's declined.
Loyola declined the penalty. So Gill now on for the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. So 14-0. Loyola leads over Wyoming Seminary here with 40 seconds remaining in the first quarter. So that's a strong start from the Dons, and they were able to capitalize on the interception.
Yeah, that interception by Kyle Powell, able to just open up the Dons offense playbook, able to start them at around midfield and just push the ball upfield again for a three-possession game now.
And now the Dons kickoff team ready for this one. And now the Wyoming Seminary kick return team is out. So now for the Blue Knights, Jay, what are you going to do to try to get back in this game?
I think they have to show some way that they can get the offense in a position to have the ball move downfield, because it seems like they're getting stuck here on quick either 3-and-outs or misplays.
And there's a nice hit by Trey Oakley inside the 10. So tough field position here for the Blue Knights. And yes, as you said, Jay, they're going to have to prove they can get some sort of flow going, because so far it just is pretty stagnant on the offensive side for them.
And we're seeing a couple of muffed snaps, muffed kicks, and it just seems like these mistakes just can't happen if you want that flow going, because it kind of just gets the offense thinking about mistakes they've made instead of trying to get the ball downfield.
For sure. And so now Wyoming Seminary back out. 32 seconds remaining here in this first quarter. And Adam Honus now. One man in the backfield with him. And it's going to be a handoff to Owen Davis, a flag thrown on the play. Davis gets a pretty nice gain, though. And it's going to be holding. So that's probably going to be half the distance. It's going to be half the distance to the goal. So that's going to push him back even more.
And looks like Don's defense will have that pressure set again with the Blue Knights within their own 10. We've seen this before on the last drive by the Blue Knights, and it looks like we'll see it again with the two middle linebackers probably going to be set in a either bluff blitz set up in man, or they will be set up actually blitzing up the middle with 7-man blitz.
And yes, as you said, great time to bring pressure here for the Dons as the first quarter time ticking down, and the Blue Knights might just let it run out here. And it looks like they are. They're going to come off the field. Strong first quarter from the Dons. They lead 14-0. After a score, they got an interception, then scored after that. And so that's a strong showing, and they'll look to keep it going here in the second quarter. And we're going to take a short break. I'm Carson Ware. With me, Joe Patotsky. We'll be right back. And we welcome all of you back. I'm Carson Ware, with me Jay Patati. So Loyola leads 14-0 after the first quarter over Wyoming Seminary, and they're just about ready to get things going here as they just pinned Wyoming Seminary inside the 10 on a kick, and then there was a holding penalty that put them half the distance to the goal. So a tough spot here for the Blue Knights, and Loyola's going to look to really put some pressure on them defensively, possibly force a safety.
Yeah, the Dons really liked that heavy pressure set defense with Trey Oakley and Anto Saka in the middle. Showing blitz again.
Oakley and Saka decide to blitz, and now it's a run. Owen Davis with a minimal gain there on first down. It was Buck making the stop there. And now Noah Bull and Liam Krause are going to come in relief of Tyler Franklin and Aiden Parson.
And Coach Zayu's defense, just an incredible show of playbook here, and able to read the offense. Incredible defensive knowledge, just able to align in incredible formations and block either a pass or a run again, showing this for the 5th game and the 5th time this season.
And a little bit of a change of pace now in the backfield for the Blue Knights. They were going with Javon Lane, and now it's Owen Davis getting a lot of the snaps at running back. And Davis with a pretty nice gain here on second down, taken down by Kyrie Umoja, but he's out close to the 20. That was a nice sweep play there by the Blue Knights. They were able to get some good blocks, and they got themselves a pretty nice game, but it's going to bring up third down.
And I think we might be seeing that a little bit more with the change of pace and the change of running back. Looks like they might just be trying to get that speed back to the outside, since they weren't really able to do anything over the middle, with linebackers just shoving any kind of pass play they had straight back into the back of the playbook.
And now it's Adam Honus, ready to take the snap. And here comes the Dons with some pressure. Quickly throwing, looking over the top, and the Loyola cornerback fell down, but the pass could not be hauled in by Todd Phillips. It was Dylan Wheeler that fell. But it's going to bring up fourth down. The Dons don't pay for it. That would have gone for 6 if the pass was hauled in.
Yeah, the wide receiver is able to beat their man and get open, but unfortunately, the pass was a little bit, just a tad bit overthrown, a little bit too flat. The ball would just fall incomplete.
And so now the punt team for Wyoming Seminary are going to come out. They find themselves trailing by 2 touchdowns here. But still a lot of time left here with just 10 minutes remaining in the second quarter. So a lot of game left here. The snap was a little bit high, and the punt goes. It does not get to the 50-yard line. It's going to be out of bounds. Took a bounce. We'll see where they spot it. They're going to spot him at the 35-yard line, so excellent field position here for Loyola as they get ready to come out. And we've got a player down now. So an injury timeout's going to be taken. And while we've got a second here, we'd like to take a moment to recognize another one of our corporate sponsors. Atlantic Caterers is a family-owned and operated business that has ties with the Archdiocese of Baltimore since 1963, and they are proud to be part of the time-honored traditions that are the root of Loyola Blakefield's success. Contact Atlantic Caterers for your next event. Their number is 410-254-6662, or their website, atlanticcaterers.com. And again, that number is 410-254-6662. So the injured player now for the Blue Knights coming off the field under his own power, so that's good to see. And both teams still in their huddle.
Looks like that's number 81, Ahmed Jackson, coming off the field.
Offense back on the field with excellent field position here. They're on first down. Keegan Pross and Vincent Soretto at the bottom of the screen. Moore, handoff, Michael Robinson, working the middle, and Robinson with a nice big gain. That's a really nice juke there by Robinson. He's headed for the corner end zone, and he is. They're going to mark him down at the 1. Fantastic run, though, by Michael Robinson, but at the last second, the Blue Knight defender was able to bring him down. That was a shifty move there by Michael Robinson. He shook Xavier File out of his shoes there.
And we will see the Dons throw in some substitutions for their goal line offense set up here on the 1. Or inside the 1, actually, I believe.
Kevon Anderson is coming to the game. Moore going to hand it off. Robinson made one man miss, but he's going to be taken down. Made Max Plank miss initially, but then Nate Miller came in with the final stop. So now that pushes Loyola back a little bit. It's going to be 2nd and goal. And now Moore under center. And it's going to be a play action. Moore design rollout. Moore's going to throw, and he's got his man for the touchdown, Liam Kraus. So the Dons score for a 3rd time with Kraus the recipient of that pass from Jordan Moore. It was a nice rollout, and he found his man wide open. So now it's 20-0, and Gill going to come out to attempt the extra point. That's a really well-run drive there by the Dons.
Yeah, an incredible first play by Micah Robinson, able to just get the ball down to the 1-yard line, and then the goal line offense able to bring out all the big men, the tight ends and the fullback, just able to find someone open and throw it to Liam Kraus.
And Gill now on for the extra point. Some pressure got there by Wyoming Seminary, but it's not in time, and Gill tacks it on. So 21-0 is the score now. 9 minutes exactly to go here in the 2nd quarter, and Wyoming Seminary is going to have to regroup a little bit.
And it looks like with Wyoming Seminary, Coach Anderson will be meeting with his players, trying to get them to regroup and coordinate their next offensive drive.
And you can see some of the players. The heat is actually starting to become a factor. It was pretty nice weather when the game first started, but it's gotten a little bit hot now.
Yeah, it looks like that overcast with those few clouds just kind of dissipated, and it will be very sunny out now. So it looks like that the temperature has risen up to 84 degrees here in Towson. And we'll see how that affects these players.
And Connor Gill now with the ball on the tee, and he's ready to send it deep. And now back deep for Wyoming Seminary. It's Noah Kirsch and Nick Lucen. And now Gill running up. And the kick's away. And it's going to be out of bounds. That's going to be a flag thrown. And Wyoming Seminary is going to start on the 40-yard line here as it's a kick out of bounds. It's a pretty solid kick, but it just started tailing just a little bit left, and then it took a bounce, and it went out of bounds.
And it looked like the spin on the kick was, instead of being end over end like you want it to be, straight down the middle, it looked like it had a weak spiral on it, and it was just starting to spin and picking up some wind, getting spun around to the left.
And so now the Wyoming Seminary offense out onto the field. And Honus is getting the play call here from the sideline.
So the Blue Knights will have good field position here, starting their drive.
And Loyola defense hoping to stand tall yet again on these drives, on this drive, excuse me. And now the linebacker's back up for the Dons. Here's the snap. It's going to be a pitch to Owen Davis, and Davis shifting, cut back to his right. Found a little bit of room up the middle for a gain of a couple yards, probably 3. And so there's a all right gain on first down there. So it sets up 2nd and 7. And, you know, one thing that's really we haven't really had a chance to highlight, the pressure for Loyola has been great. You know, Wyoming Seminary really hasn't had a lot of time to throw the ball. Adam Honus is at the pocket, caving in on him a lot. And he hasn't really had a chance to let any of the routes develop. He's been forced to throw pretty quickly.
Yeah, with Coach Zay's 4-3 set with one outside linebacker on, I believe, the right side of the defense, and those 3 linebacker core just set up over the middle. There's not a lot that that the Blue Knights can do offensively to try and avoid that, except for try and get it to the outside with either running back or throwing a post route, which is very well covered by the defense.
That was Todd Phillips on that last reception. That's going to set up a first down for the Blue Knights, so they're moving the chains here a little bit. And now the ball out near the 50. Owen Davis in the backfield with Adam Honus. There's also a fullback in the formation, 3 receiver set. And now there's going to be a sack here as for the Dons, Kevin Somerville pushed Honus up in the pocket, and it was Lotz that was able to come in and make the tackle. That was a really nice job there. Somerville came in off the edge and forced Honus to step up in the pocket right into the arms of Lotz. And there's a nice play for the Dons defense.
Yeah, Honus just unable to find any open receiver with how quick the pressure came to him.
And so now 2nd down for Wyoming Seminary. And they've got a pretty good distance to cover here. And now a coverage shift between Micah Robinson and Dylan Wheeler. They switch sides of the field. And now it's a design rollout. And there's really nice pressure there, forcing Honus to throw it into the ground. It was Kean Callahan in pursuit there. There's going to be a flag thrown.
Looks like intentional grounding.
Intentional grounding is the call. So that's going to push back Wyoming Seminary even more. And they do lose the down with that penalty, so it's going to be 3rd down and a long distance here. 21 yards is going to be the spot. So now 3rd and 21 for the Blue Knights, and we'll see what they draw up here.
And with intentional grounding results in the loss of a down, so it actually will be 3rd down here. 3rd down and long for the Blue Knights.
And they come out in a 2 receiver set. And we'll see what they draw up here. They might just run it here, play it conservative. And they're going to call a screen pass. And meeting the man was, guess who? Liam Kraus. He's had a great season so far for the Dons.
And Liam Kraus showing incredible skill on both sides of the ball as a linebacker and as a tight end, able to both score and stuff the offense.
So that's going to bring up a punt for Wyoming Seminary. Back to receive is Micah Robinson. And Micah really hasn't gotten a chance here to actually get in the open field on a punt return.
We have seen his speed today, though, with his amazing run in the previous drive.
The punt's away, and Micah muffs the punt, and he's able to pick it back up, and now he's going to try to run it out, and he's going to be brought down. Todd Phillips went down the field and made the tackle there.
First and 10 Dons from the right.
And that's going to be good field position here for the Dons as they begin this drive. So they're up 21-0 here. 5 minutes, 22 seconds left in the second quarter. Been a strong showing so far, and they're going to look to keep it going. Kevon Anderson in the game as, see, he may be an eligible receiver. Bench life at the bottom of the screen, and 2 receivers at the top. Moore going to throw over the middle for Pross. He's got him, and Pross with a really nice gain. Nick Lewson on the tackle. Pross would have been gone if he could have escaped that. So there's a nice throw there by Jordan Moore. Found Pross on the slant. And it's going to be a first down, and the Dons push it into Wyoming Seminary territory.
See Pross on the far side of the field this time.
They fake the handoff. Moore looking towards the sideline. It's a beautiful pass, but it's dropped by Noah Bull. He was open. Moore lofted a nice sideline ball. Bull ran in route to the sideline. And so now that's going to be second down for Loyola. And Loyola looking to speed it up a little bit, as they have been all game. And they're ready for another play. Moore. He's got a man in the backfield with him. And it's a designed rollout. He's going to look short, and it was through the hands of Ben Schleif. So 2 drop passes in a row for the Dons, and they've got third down.
And with a 3rd and 10 here, you have to think they might do another pass play, but with 2 drop passes in a row, you got to think that Coach Zayu might be thinking something else.
Buck is in as a receiver. And a Wyoming Seminary is going to take a timeout here. And we are also going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back. I'm Carson Ware. With me, Jay Petrotsky. Back. I'm Carson Ware. With me, Jay Petotsky, and the Dons' drive has come to a third down here in Wyoming Seminary territory. Moore by himself in the backfield. Buck's in the flat. Now Moore gonna have to run, directing traffic, throwing long. He's got a man wide open. It's Pross, but Pross could not get there.
And Moore throwing on his back foot in an empty backfield. Just not something you like to see with that pressure coming from number 55 off the edge.
And the question,
Lucas Starman.
And the question there for Wyoming Seminary, how did they let Pross get that wide open? Pross was in the middle of the field. He had it all to himself.
Yeah, just a step further and he would have had that catch. Looked like that design, or not designed, but the rollout there by Jordan Moore just opened up some time. Looked like a zone defense there.
And Connor Gill now is going to come on and punt. 2 men back deep for the Blue Knights. Gill punts it softly, and it's going to take a bounce. He puts some backspin on it, and Trey Oakley downs it right around the 20. They might put him at the 21. Nope, they're going to say the 20. So the Wyoming Seminary offensive unit now comes out.
Wyoming Seminary offense looking to get something going here. Their 5th drive and still scoreless.
They really just they've had a couple of nice plays, but it's just about stringing those plays together, and that's something they have not been able to do up to this point.
Yeah, they just haven't been able to find a good flow. Their offense kind of seems staggered, and the Dons defense just able to get their offense stopped. So looks like they might try to get some plays together, string some plays out of the playbook together, and try and get some flow.
And now Loyola showing blitz. And now Oakley and Saka back off into coverage. It's going to be a pass into the flat, and there's a nice play by Liam Kraus. As the pass was caught, but minimal gain. They actually lose 3 yards. That's a really nice play there by Kraus.
Yeah, just plugging the flats. Able to get enough men on that close side and just stop the run, or stop the pass, sorry.
And so now Wyoming Seminary backed up a little bit here on 2nd and long. And we'll see what the coach draws up here. We haven't really seen any of Javon Lane on offense for a while now. And now here's pressure, Kevon Anderson. And now there's 3 Loyola jerseys, and there's going to be a throw, and they may throw a flag. They might even say he was down. We'll see what the call is. That appeared as if it might have been intentional grounding.
It looked like he might have been out of the pocket. Yeah.
And so they're just going to be ruled as an incomplete pass. But nonetheless, 3rd down.
Seeing as he was out of the pocket, they would not call intentional grounding there. But it was great pressure there by Don's defense.
And Jay, if you're Coach Zay, what do you draw up here on 3rd and long?
Well, on 3rd and long, I would think it would be probably a 3-man bunch set on the close side with maybe a vert with a post route, at least one of them. So I would assume he would run cover 3 here with that zone defense with at least one DB running man on the far side. But we'll see how the Blue Knights offense will line up here. That'll probably be what he bases his decision off of, is how they line up.
And they're actually going to take a timeout. And so that's their last time out of the half here. And we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back when play resumes. I'm Carson Meyer, with me, Jay Patotsky. And we welcome all of you back. So the Dons lead 21-0, 3.5 minutes to go here in the first half. And Wyoming Seminary just called their 3rd and final timeout of the half with their offense here. It's back against the wall, 3rd down and long.
Yeah, Wyoming Seminary Blue Knights looking to get something going here on offense. They're still scoreless on their 5th drive with not a lot left in the second quarter.
And we'll see what they draw up here. Snap was a little bit low. It's a designed rollout. And Tosaka got there, but they're able to get the ball off just in time. And they're going to be stopped short of the line. It was Trinidad Gonzalez on the reception.
Timeout Dons here.
And so just before the punt team is coming out, Loyola is going to take a timeout. And so really a strong first half here for the Dons, Jay. What have they been able to do? They're up 21-0. They're in a great spot. What have they been able to do?
It looks like they've been able to get a lot of defensive stops going here. Up by 21 now with not a lot left in the first half. It looks like their defense has just been stopping the Blue Knights. That's one thing that they've had going very strong here. Coach Zayu showing how he got Coach of the Week this week by the Ravens. He shows great conservative defenses, but he still makes those amazing plays with the skill of his players, showing how he can have a cover one defense and still have all of his linebackers set up in the perfect place, showing how both his middle linebackers, Anto Saka and Trey Oakley, just able to either show blitz and get out or blitz straight through and get unblocked men immediately up the middle and just get immense pressure with the quarterback just guessing at that point.
Definitely great discipline, definitely from the players. Coach Zayu obviously coaching them well, and they have worked hard, and they're reaping their rewards right now. I'm sure they practiced hard all week, and that punt was almost blocked. And the punt is muffed. Kyrie Umoja was able to hold on, however. It was Todd Phillips there delivering the hit. A little bit of trouble today. The wind probably playing a factor here in the punt and kicking return game. Both teams have dropped some kicks.
Yeah, that wind, it's a little breezy here, and it's very hot as well for a late September day. So it seems like that's definitely playing a factor in the fatigue and, I guess, overall pressure of the kick return teams.
Moore handing off. Umoja working the left side of the line. And it's going to be dragged down, gain of about 7 or 8. And they're actually going to mark him only 1 yard short of the first down marker. So now the Dons are going to go hurry up here. 3 receivers at the bottom of the screen. They're going to feed Umoja again. He's got the first down and some more. Nice job there by Umoja. Carried a man on his back for some extra yardage.
Yeah, Umoja just great strength, picking him up and putting him down, able to fight for a few extra yards after the first down.
And Loyola's still going with the hurry up here. They're really pushing the pace. Moore, bit of a high snap. Passing the flat, call up at Ben Schleif. Ben Schleif, there's a flag down on the play, but Schleif's up the sideline, and he's got a first down. And they're going to call holding on Loyola.
And this play will be brought back and backed up.
And I think they got Lukish there on the hold, as he was in the flat trying to block for Schleif. So, yes, Loyola now is going to be backed up a little bit, and they're going to replay first down. And so now Loyola is going to have to respond here, as they're in a bit of a tough spot now in first and a pretty long distance. Schleif in motion. Moore. And they're going to run the same play just to the other side. Schleif trying to get up the field, and he's going to get up the field. Schleif's still going, and he's got a first down for Loyola. Good job by Ben Schleif to move the chains. Or excuse me, they're not going to get the first down. Moore, back to throw. Dancing around in the pocket, now rolling out to his right. And he's got Umoja across the middle. Umoja's got nothing but green grass. Touchdown, Dons. Nice play there. Moore improvising. Oh, and there's going to be a flag down, however.
Looks like it's down just in front of the line of scrimmage.
And I think they're going to call an illegal man downfield for Loyola. Yes, that's what the call is going to be. An illegal man down the field. So that's going to negate the touchdown.
That's the second time this game that they've had an illegal man downfield. Looks like some miscommunication there for the Dons offense.
And so now they're going to be backed up again.
And we saw last week that they did play that no-huddle offense, and they're showing it again this week, but it looks like it might be not in their greatest favor here because they have gotten 2 penalties off of it. Some miscommunication calls.
And now some shifts in the wide receiver set for the Dons. Moore back to throw. He's got a lot of time. Over the middle, he's got Noah Bull, and now Bull's going to score for Loyola. There's a really nice play, and that's the second time they burned Wyoming Seminary right up the seam with a pass.
And there'll be no flags this time.
So Moore to Bull, touchdown reception, and another one for the Dons.
Now up 27-0, looking to make it 28 with his PAT.
That's the second time this game a big play has been negated, and the Dons on the play immediately after follow with a touchdown. And Gill awaiting the snap here for the extra point. And the kick is good. So 28-0 the score stands now, with a minute and a half remaining in the first half.
So this week, Coach Zayu got Coach of the Week from the Ravens organization. And with that, they receive a $2,000 benefit to their program, as well as a chance for Coach Zayu to receive Coach of the Year at the end of the season. And so far, it's looking like he might get that honor with how great this Dons, both offense and defense and special teams, have played so far in these past 4 games and in this first half of this 5th game.
Definitely, Coach Zayu definitely in the running here. And you have to be happy for him. Fantastic job he's done this season here. The Dons having an awesome run of games so far. They stand at 4-0, and they're well on their way to 5-0. And Gill ready to kick it away. So they're going to have to run pretty efficient drive here as Wyoming Seminary. If they want to get some points on the board, they've got limited time as the first half is coming to a close.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to try and get some flow going here again with 1 man back, 2 men back for the kick.
And it's away, Gill. And the punt, or excuse me, the kick was muffed.
And they're going to call a touchback since his foot was in the back, or was in the end zone. He did not have possession, but I guess they will call it since it touched him.
And so now Wyoming Seminary, as we mentioned, having to run a really efficient offense here. They've got a minute and 24 seconds to work with and a lot of field to get down. And now a 3-receiver set here for the Blue Knights. It's going to be a handoff. And Owen Davis was met by 4 Loyola jerseys.
Looked like Liam Kraus there on the stop. Just finding the outside and met.
And now Loyola's going to take a timeout. So just before the end of the half, Loyola uses another one, and they've got 1 remaining. Wyoming Seminary has used all 3 already. Very important, definitely, during a game like this where it's really hot to keep your guys hydrated, and that's what looks like that's what Coach Zayu's doing.
Yeah, definitely. Just using those timeouts to keep the fatigue down and keep those players' spirits up, keeping them from getting very tired and wearing them down.
That's one issue that Wyoming Seminary's had. Obviously not as many guys on the roster as the Dons, so a lot of players playing both offense and defense, not getting a whole lot of rest, and that's definitely played a factor today.
Yeah, definitely. That Wyoming Seminary offense has shown fatigue with their offensive line and with their wide receivers. forcing them to use all of their power on each and every play.
And so now the Loyola defense is back on the field. And Adam Honus taking the snap. It's a pitch play, and cutting it back up the middle is Owen Davis. Davis with a pretty nice gain, and shakes off 2 hits before he's finally brought down. So Owen Davis showing some toughness, and he might be a little bit shaken up on the play.
Looks like another timeout here called by the Dons. And that's final timeout for the Dons. Both teams now used all 3 timeouts here in the first half.
That's a pretty smart call here on 3rd down. You don't just want to let them run the clock out. You want to make them run another play and then hope the Dons can get the ball back with about maybe 40 seconds to go on the clock.
And looking like with a 3rd and about 4, they might show a pass play here.
And so far today, you know, the run game really for Wyoming Seminary hasn't been that bad. You know, Owen Davis has gotten some pretty, you know, as we just saw, ripped off some pretty nice chunks, but the pass game is what's been an issue because the Loyola pressure has been getting there and not a lot of time to throw for Adam Honus. So they haven't been able to let the routes develop.
Yeah, so they might go with a quick hitch route here, or maybe even a crowback, and maybe try and get to the outside, stop that clock since they're both out of timeouts now. However, if it does not go through for them, the Dons will definitely try and go for a shot downfield with very little clock left.
Definitely, if the Dons do get the ball back, it's going to be a pass-heavy drive because, you know, incomplete pass obviously stops the clock. And so now 3rd down. We'll see if the Dons defense can stand tall.
Looks like Owen Davis was taken out after that play. Fullback showing immense strength.
And someone jumped. We'll see who it is.
Looks like...
And they're going to say it's Loyola. And Trey Oakley does not agree with that.
Personally, I don't agree with that either. It looked like number 59 did jump. Mike Stanchik did look like he jumped first, and Trey Oakley was responding to him, but they will call offsides on Trey Oakley.
So that's going to move it up here for Wyoming Seminary. And that moves the chains. And that might eliminate Loyola's chance of getting the ball back here.
Yeah, with a minute remaining and a 1st down, we will either see a kneel or a potential shot downfield.
And we'll see what they do. I mean, really, you know, down 28-0, you might as well just go all out here.
Yeah, seems like that's something they would think about doing. However, in this field position, you're worried about the Dons getting the ball back, so you got to get 1st downs and get that clock stopped. With no timeouts left, you got to be thinking to the outside with post routes. But
and at the bottom of your screen, Xavier File, guarded by Micah Robinson. File's got the height advantage here. The Dons bring pressure. It was Bethune that was in there. And the pass is going to fall incomplete harmlessly to the turf. And now they're going to throw a flag.
Very late flag. Looks like it will be intentional grounding.
So that's the 2nd time they've gotten Honus for intentional grounding. And now the referees are going to have a conference here and see what the call actually is.
Officials probably meeting together to discuss whether that was or not intentional grounding, and it will be accepted, resulting in a loss of down. It will be 2nd down here for Wyoming Seminary, backed up to their about 16 or 17-yard line.
So now the Wyoming Seminary offense backed up against the goal line a little bit closer to that now. And now Wyoming Seminary getting it together here with the play call. So it's 2nd down now. And they're going to take a knee. So 50 seconds now on the clock. And it looks like Wyoming Seminary is just going to run those seconds off.
Yeah, they had a chance to get a few more plays downfield, being at their own 30. But with that penalty backing them up, it looks like they'll just clock it and run that clock out so the Dons don't even get a chance to get the ball back.
So now it's 3rd down. And they're going to have to come to the line and knee it one more time. And there's the knee. And so that will send both teams into the locker room. A strong first half from the Dons. They lead 28-0. And they dominated all 3 facets of the game, offense, defense, and special teams. And we'll be right back when the second half begins. I'm Carson Ware. With me, Jay Petotsky. And welcome back, everyone. I'm Carson Ware. With me, Jay Patotsky. We're just about to get the second half of play underway here. The Dons lead 28-0 over Wyoming Seminary. Beautiful day here for football. The clouds are getting over the sun a little bit, so it's cooled down. And Jay, great first half for the Dons, a strong showing. And what can they do in the second half just to keep it going and secure the win?
Well, they can just keep up doing what they're doing from the first half, honestly. They've had great defense so far. They've had great offense so far. Special teams, with that wind and with that heat, it was a little bit iffy, but I feel like if they get that special teams up to the standard they had last week and the week before, they will be in a great spot to just keep rolling over the Blue Knights and keep this score up. And we'll probably see by the end of the game that Dons win.
And so Loyola's kick return team is out as they're going to receive the second half kickoff. The operations with the coin toss went a little bit smoother this week. Last week, Howard actually kicked off in both halves. They did not realize, I guess, what they were doing, and they kicked off the first half, and this time came around, and they kicked off again to Loyola. And so now Kyrie Umoja and Micah Robinson back deep for Loyola. And ready to send it deep, it's Reggie Gregg.
Reggie Gregg preferring to kick from the left hash. Probably going to try and kick it diagonally here to get a little more leg on it.
And he's up to send it away. And the second half of play has begun. Fielded by Umoja at the 4-yard line. Umoja taking it out. Looking for a seam over the middle. Now he cuts it back out to the sideline. And Umoja back into the middle of the field. Cut back to his left at the last second. And they're going to mark him down probably just short of the 45.
There you go. That's exactly what you wanted to see starting out the second half here from the Dons. Getting that special teams game back to what we saw last week with a very strong showing by Umoja. They're going to start from the 44, 43.
And the Dons offense now out.
Sun's getting out from behind the clouds again.
Moore on a read option, and he's taken off. He's into Wyoming Seminary territory, making a move between two guys, and he's finally brought down. It's a nice play there by Jordan Moore.
Looks like we'll be down to about 33. An incredible run by Jordan Moore. Did not look designed. However, it was a QB option. It looks like he had a great quarterback mindset there for getting the read of the outside linebacker.
And Moore now. A little bit of pressure off the edge. He's going to throw. He's got Micah Robinson, and Micah was not able to hang on. So second down now for Loyola, and they're going to try to keep the pace up.
And this Don's offensive line just getting Moore all the time in the world that he needs.
And no one on Keegan Pross. And it's going to be a handoff to Micah Robinson. And now some extracurriculars after the play, some pushing and shoving. And that was really interesting there. Todd Phillips was a safety, and he made no effort to push up on Keegan Pross. As Jackson and men lined up to pressure the quarterback. And now here's Moore looking over the middle, and he's got his man. And now inside the 20, probably down right around the 15. It was Peter Lukish. And now they're going to keep the pace up. Moore awaiting the snap here. And a whistle. It's going to be a flag on the play. And we'll see who they get. Yep, going to be a false start on Loyola. So they'll push him back 5 yards, and they'll repeat the first down. So now Moore with Micah Robinson to his right. 4 receiver set here for the Dons. Pressure off the edge. Moore doesn't see it until the last moment. He's able to get away from it. Now Moore making another move, a great spin move. Moore making everybody miss. Fantastic athleticism there from Jordan Moore. He's able to get a small gain out of what should have been a sack.
And Moore with the spin, just abusing that Wyoming Seminary defense. They're probably very tired after that first half with playing both offense and defense, most of them.
So play action, Moore looking, and he's got Lukish. Did it hit the
That was a
ground?
catch.
And I think, nope, they're going to say he hung on to it.
Yep, that was a catch. He got a hand under it.
And they're going to rule. And, yep, first and goal for Loyola. And Kevon Anderson's going to come onto the field, along with Liam Krause.
Looking at that, another goal line set here for the Dons. Dons playbook with the goal line is very open, with having a lot of big men at the tight end and fullback position.
Moore rolling out, looking for Kevon Anderson. He's got him. Kevon Anderson scores a touchdown for Loyola off a pass from Jordan Moore. So the Dons with a 5th touchdown this afternoon. And the team very happy to see Kevon there getting a chance to score. Really nice design play there by Coach Zayu. And so Gill's going to come on to attempt another extra point. Kevon just snuck into the flat there, and Moore found him. He was wide open, waltzed in for 6 points. And now Gill on to attempt the PAT. It's up and good, right through the middle.
Now Don's up 35-0 here.
So the Don's starting to run away with this one a little bit now. For Wyoming Seminary, this is the time when you got to get it together. And we'd like to take a moment to recognize another one of our corporate sponsors. First National Bank is proud to be a sponsor of Loyola Blakefield Athletics, home of the Dons. At First National Bank, we believe that our local communities are the lifeblood of the markets we serve. Our involvement with Loyola Blakefield in the athletics program are just a small way that FNB gives back to local communities everywhere. Please stop by our closest branch in Towson at 1 West Pennsylvania Avenue, or visit other branches in Baltimore, Harford, and Howard counties. You may also visit us online at www.fnb-online.com. First National Bank, member FDIC.
And set to kick here, we will see the backup kicker, Luke Wason, getting ready to send it back.
And so running clock has been implemented here in this game, as the Dons have taken a 35-0 lead. And if you don't know what running clock means, just basically the clock runs for the entire time, even if the ball goes out of bounds.
And with the MIA rules, if either team is up by 35 or more, the clock will start to run.
And there's a kick. It's going to be, took a couple of weird bounces, and Davis had some trouble with it. Now Davis running laterally, and he was able actually to get away from a couple of Loyola would-be tacklers, and now he's up the sideline. Davis still going, and Davis with a really nice effort there. He's close to the 40. That play was going nowhere. It took a couple weird bounces, bounced through his legs. He picked it up, ran sideways, reverse field, then actually went up the sideline and get some pretty good field position here for the Blue Knights.
And a really strong run there, able to get the ball out of the end zone. Almost had a safety there, but able to evade some tackles, get the ball up the sideline all the way up.
And that was
right around midfield.
And that was Luke Wason on the kickoff there, coming in relief of Connor Gill. So now Wyoming Seminary actually has some pretty good field position to work with here, as we've got about 6.5 minutes remaining here in the third quarter.
And with this running clock, the only chance to stop it will be with either timeouts or with penalties.
And now it's a pass. Looking, and he's got his man. Micah Robinson on the tackle, but Xavier File with the reception. He comes up limping a little bit.
I believe you saw him come off the field in the first half with an injury. Might be re-aggravating it a little bit, but it looks like he will stay out.
And Wyoming Seminary breaks the huddle, and they're out now.
Set up for a 2nd and 6. See 3 wide receivers on the far side.
And the Dons bring pressure. And the pass floats harmlessly out of bounds. It was Anto Saka broke right through the line there. Went in the A gap and just got right through.
And we've seen Anto Saka and Trey Oakley again in that middle linebacker position. Both able to find that A gap and just get straight through.
And so the Loyola defense now on 3rd down, looking to stand tall, as they have been all day. And yeah, Xavier Files still limping here at the bottom of the screen. That's not a good sign for the Blue Knights. Here's the snap now. Honus rolling out. And he's going to throw. He's got a man over the middle. It's caught by Todd Phillips. And Phillips making moves. And he's eventually going to be brought down by Aiden Parson.
I believe that will move the chains.
And yep, the referee with the signal. So the chains will move. It's a 1st down there for the Blue Knights.
Seeing a 1st and 10 right on the 50. And this looks like will be the first time that the Blue Knights will move into Don's territory in this game.
And as we approach, we've just gone under, actually, the 4-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter of play. And now the Blue Knights on the verge of pushing this one into Loyola territory. Todd Phillips, bottom of your screen. It's going to be a pitch. And up the middle, getting a pretty solid gain there, is Javon Lane, who we saw in the very beginning of the game, and then he played no snaps at running back. Now he's back in. And you can just see for really for both teams just some fatigue as the sun's been beaten down for the whole afternoon, and now people are starting to get a little bit tired, a little bit sluggish. And now Liam Krause is going to cover the slot receiver. They're going to hand it off. And there's a minimal gain there. Nice stand by the Loyola defense. A couple of blue jerseys in there making the stop on that one.
Looks like it will be a 3rd and 4 now.
So now another opportunity for Loyola to stop Wyoming Seminary on 3rd down. And now Honus getting the signal from the sideline. And now we are approaching the 2-minute mark here in the 3rd period as Wyoming Seminary breaks the huddle. They're out. And again, it's going to be Krause in coverage along with Micah Robinson. Loyola shows pressure and they bring it. And there's a nice catch there, but it's not going to be enough. Or will it be enough? They might mark in. Yep, they're going to say he just got it by a little bit. Nice catch there by Todd Phillips. He took a hit, but he was able to hang on. So now Wyoming Seminary, for the first time today, stringing some plays together, really. And, yeah, it's a good sign for them.
Yeah, they're showing some nice offensive flow. It's something they were missing in the first half, but starting the second half, they do have some nice plays going. So we will see. This is their first time in Don's territory, and we'll see if they can get some points out of it.
And so now 1st down and 10. And Adam Honus ready for the snap. 2 men in the backfield with him. It's a pitch. And there's a gain of about maybe a yard or 2. It was Lane on the carry. And that brings up second down here for the Blue Knights. And so 2nd and 7 now. That's what it brings up. And now Wyoming Seminary out. It's going to be see some motion here. 3 receiver set.
Looking like they're trying to detect what kind of defense Dons are running here. With no one in motion, looks like they will be running.
And it's another run for Lane. And Lane is brought down. There's going to be a flag on the play. We'll see what it is. And the time expires here in the 3rd quarter. And we'll see what this call is.
Looks like it could potentially be a block in the back. Or possibly holding as well.
There was a pickup of 6, but we'll see if it gets negated by the flag.
It's a face mask on the Dons here.
So that's going to tack on some yards here.
That will push. That will push the Blue Knights forward for, I believe, a first down.
And we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back when play resumes. And we welcome all of you back. I'm Carson Ware, with me, Jay Patotsky. And the Dons defense here, actually with their backs against the wall after the face mask, as we've got Wyoming Seminary in the red zone here. Adam Honus in the backfield. And here's a snap. Dropping back to pass. He's looking in the corner of the end zone, and he's got a man. And they're going to say incomplete. Todd Phillips was able to haul it in, but he was out of bounds. That was a nice catch, though, by Phillips.
Yeah, definitely a really nice catch. Just wasn't able to keep his feet in bounds.
Yeah, Adam Honus put it back shoulder, and he was able to go up and get it. And now, let's see.
Okay.
And they had an untimed play is what the call was. So that was the end of the 3rd quarter. So now we've really reached the end of the 3rd quarter, and we will take a short break. We'll be right back. And we welcome all of you back for the start of the 4th quarter. The fields have switched now. I'm Carson Ware, with me, Jay Patotsky. And we're approaching the 11-minute mark, so that's 11 minutes left in play for today. And Wyoming Seminary driving down the field. They're inside the 20. And just to clear it up, so the last play was an untimed down, and that's why the field was not switched. So now this is the first play from scrimmage in the 4th quarter. Snaps a bit low, but it's fielded. Over the middle, a diving catch. And a touchdown. So Wyoming Seminary puts 6 points on the board. Todd Phillips. So Wyoming Seminary is able to salvage one drive here and put the ball in the end zone.
And with that score, that will stop the clock.
So it's 35-6 now. And the snap was a little bit low there, but Adam Honus handled it well, delivered a strike. And Wyoming Seminary is on the board. And here's the extra point. And it's blocked by Loyola. So Loyola comes in and blocks the extra point.
Looked like a low snap there. Holder just not able to get the ball down in time. And Don's pressure comes straight through.
And we're going to take a second to recognize another one of our corporate sponsors. Home Paramount Pest Control is the premier pest control and pest management company in Maryland. Home Paramount offers effective and reliable termite control, pest control, and moisture control services for residential and commercial customers throughout Maryland. Contact their Baltimore pest experts today to schedule a free home inspection and choose the pest management programs that will work for you. Dial toll-free at 1-888-888-HOME. 1-888-888-HOME. And so nice special teams play there from the Dons as they block the PAT. And now they're ready to receive the kickoff as Wyoming Seminary has yet to break the huddle, but they will just in a second here. And it's going to be Kyrie Umoja and Micah Robinson back deep to receive for the Dons. Kicking for the Blue Knights is still Reggie Grayek. And he'll kick off from that left hash.
He does like to kick off from that left hash, trying to pin the receiving team back in their corner of their own side of the field.
And now here is the kick. It's away. It's a squib kick toward the sideline. It's going to go out of bounds. So Loyola's going to start at the 40 as there's a flag on the play that's thrown. So good field position here for the Dons. 10:51 on the clock.
Really smart there by the Don special teams, letting the ball roll all the way downfield and getting it out of bounds.
So Loyola's offense now back out, and they'll set up shop at the 40, or excuse me, the 35. So more now with Umoja in the backfield, 3 receiver set. And they feed Kyrie Umoja. Umoja working the right side down the sideline, looking for room, and he's going to be forced out of bounds, but he's into Wyoming Seminary territory.
Looks like it'll be marked directly in midfield.
So here's Moore now. Gets a snap. And again, they feed Umoja. And Umoja going to work the right side again. Makes a nice move. And he's down around the 30. We'll see where they mark him.
Looks like the 34-yard line.
Nice pickup of 12.
Spot will be actually down at the 38. That's where he was forced out of bounds.
Here's Moore. Looking, he's got Keegan Pross on a slant, and Pross is going to go. Touchdown, Loyola. They tack on another one. That's a great strike there. Pross started at the bottom of the screen, ran a slant. Moore hit him. Pross had nothing but green grass. Went in for 6.
And with that, Dons again go up by 35. Will be, I believe, another running clock again.
Yes, the clock is still going, so the running clock is going to resume. And now Alto, they're going to send Wason out to attempt the extra point here. So good Luke Wason getting some reps here at kicker. Luke Wason on the extra point. And they're going to get Aiden Parson to hold here. And the kick is good. So Wason converts on the extra point, extending the lead 42-6. And we are approaching the 9-minute mark here in this one. And now Loyola is set to kick off. That was an impressive drive there for the Dons. Took it right down, had a nice, pretty big play, chunk play at the end for the 6, and they extend their lead.
Yeah, really quick offense there by the Dons. They like to show their no huddle, and they like to push the ball very quickly downfield. And with that play from the 50, or from the 35, excuse me, they got a huge gain, and were able to just keep the ball going.
And so Wason is going to kick off. He's getting a lot of reps here. That's good for him. And now Wyoming Seminary ready to receive this one. And now both teams ready. 2 men back deep for the Blue Knights. And now here's the kick. And they're going to squib it. Bounces over the head of one man. And now it's finally fielded. And Noah Bull and Antosaka in on the hit.
Jaden Lane able to pick up the squib.
So now the Dons defense back on the field. And the Blue Knights are going to start on the 22. And we'll see what they dial up here. Pretty nice drive for them last time. They were able to string some plays together and score. And the passing game really opened up. Usually this game they had 1-2 seconds to throw the ball. That time the pockets were looking nice. And they were able to deliver some nice passes. Todd Phillips has been the favorite target of the day here for Adam Honus. But he is not on the field at the moment. And it's a handoff up the middle. Good tenacity there by Javon Lane. And Connor Nicholas there in on the stop. And now the Blue Knights ready to make the play call here. And they've broken the huddle.
And the Dons defense here.
And now here's the snap. It's a pitch to Lane, and Lane has some trouble finding room. We're under the halfway mark here in the fourth quarter. 5 minutes, 40 seconds remaining on the clock.
Don's defense showing a little bit of changes here. Looks like they will be playing a more conservative style zone defense with 4 linebackers set up in the middle.
And Wyoming Seminary now really just want to string some plays together, see if you can get some small victories here and possibly tack on another score. And here is, they've actually made a substitution at quarterback here. Ari Lonstein has come on to play. And throw to the sideline is going to be incomplete. It's over the head of Jackson Amend. And that brings up third down. And now Loyola going to get a chance to stand tall here on fourth down. Or, excuse me, on third down.
And with this third down defense, we'll probably see a lot of linebackers in the middle again. They look to be showing blitz Looks like a man defense.
Now the linebacker's back off. It's a pitch. There's a pretty nice gain there for Lane. And we'll see.
Looks to be about 4 yards short of the first down.
Lane there shown good tenacity today. Making people miss. Sometimes it takes more than one guy to bring him down. That brings up 4th down.
Yeah, definitely showing a lot of strength there. Able to push straight through defenders.
And while we've got a moment here, we're just going to recognize our final corporate sponsor. It's 1-800-GOT-JUNK. It's the world's largest junk removal service. They make ordinary business of junk removal exceptional by sending a team of 2 friendly, capable pros who will do all of the removal from anywhere inside or out. They'll finish up with a thorough broom cleanup. Up to 60% of the items they collect are donated or recycled. And if you call before 2 p.m., they guarantee same-day service within 90 minutes of your call. From one item to many truckloads, nothing is too much to ask. Stop staring at that junk pile. Call them today. They're available 7 days a week until midnight. As the punt was caught for a fair catch. And you can contact them at 1-800-GOT-JUNK.
And a turnover ball there for the punt. Really nice long punt there. Caught for a fair catch. Will be started at around the 30-yard line.
So the Downs offense coming back out now. Coming up on 2.5 minutes remaining in this one. And Joe Eldridge, the junior, has come in to play quarterback. So some substitutions here for the Dons. And bench life hustling off the field now. And Isaac Hester is in at halfback. Eldridge gets the play call. 3 receiver set. Here's the snap. Hands it off. Hester. Hester working the right side. Hester still on his feet. Nice gain there by Isaac Hester.
And Joe Eldridge is one of LSN's own commentators. He works with us. He works with us here for LSN, and he is one of the string quarterbacks here for the Dons as well.
Happy to see Joe get in, and we'll see how he does here. So in shotgun formation with Isaac Hester to his left. Again, a 3 receiver set. Eldridge handing off. Hester working the right side. And the time's starting to tick down here. We're under 1.5 minutes. And Loyola in the huddle. Just going to look to wind the time down here. Great showing here from the Dons as they dominated all 3 facets of the game. They got off to a fast start and they never looked back. Eldridge feeding Hester, this time working the left side. Hester looking for some room. He's going to bring up 3rd down. And we're under 1 minute. And so Loyola might have to snap it one more time. We'll see. Might have to snap it one more time on 3rd down here. Then that will be all for today's matchup. And yep, so Loyola out here.
Set up in shotgun with, looks like a tight end on the close side of the field.
Eldridge feeding Hester once again. And Hester is still on his feet. Hester taken down. And the final seconds will tick off the clock. A nice win here for the Dons. They're going to come out and shake hands with the other team. They moved to 5-0 on the season. 42-6 the final score here at Hargadon. Thank you all so much for tuning in. And we'd just like to take a moment to recognize everyone here in the crew. Garrett Bussey on the camera, Darian Anderson, the producer, and Jay and myself, the commentators. Thank you very much for tuning in. A good win for the Dons. They have a bye next week, and 5-0. Thank you all very much. Have a great afternoon.